1.5, 2, 3, go. As you may have noticed, right off the bat, um, there is no game audio. I think we're trying to figure out whose game audio is going to be used for this run, so please bear with us.
Hello, Ross. Thank you for holding down the fort.
Oh, and joining me is CrunchyLex. This will be a very interesting race with some very interesting commentators.
All right, so I did miss the first few moments of the race. What important information do I got to be made aware of here?
The race just started. Oh, we finally getting game audio here. And runners' times have been synced. Looks like Monkey has a split-second lead over Destructor. Can Destructor's text matching catch up?
And I also see that they both decided to play with the JP version as well.
Yes. They saved me 3 seconds of my life. I mean, 3 minutes of my life.
Oh, good. Hope you make the best use possible of those 3 minutes.
I could make those ramen noodles that take 3 minutes to make.
Very
They're
true.
essentially treating me to ramen noodles.
Well, that's awfully generous of them.
Yeah.
Must be a Monkey's way of celebrating, considering that he got that 47 very recently. In fact, so now the two of them have the same PB.
That's correct. This is going to be a very close race. It's also NA versus EU, which is always hype.
Oh. Battling from across an ocean. Only the finest in worldwide competition here on Speed Gaming. So far, it seems they've both been playing pretty well, though. I mean, they're staying right on top of each other. I think I saw Monkey do a little bit of a misstep coming back from the quarantine bay, but otherwise, yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah, Monkey getting a 248 missile and Destructor with a 250. So about a 2-second lead for Monkey right now. And it's still really close. As always, the first eye door is going to determine who will take the lead.
Yep, unfortunately, as much as we like Fusion, it's not all pure skill. There's definitely some RNG at play, and we're coming up on the first major source of it here with the first boss door. These eye doors do not play nice. The basic gist of them is, when they open their eye, you're either going to get a beam, or you're going to get a vulnerable spot. And you can get up to 4 beams between vulnerable spots, and at this point in the game, they have to hit it with 3 missiles, so if they're lucky, they'll get no beams. If they're unlucky, they can get up to 12.
Ooh, Monkey getting a really quick double there.
Ooh.
And a 0 beam. Destructor, oh, he gets a 1 beam though, so Monkey's going to extend his lead here. But Destructor also gets a double, yeah. Monkey's lead extending to about 5 seconds now.
Both of them are still having very good luck on that door, though. That's what you'd like to see. Oh.
Monkey gets to roll. This could equalize. Let's see.
Destructor looks like he's going to get the 0 roll. Nice!
Very nice.
Both of them getting the double single, so... Destructor having a slightly less good core fight, though, having to wait for it to float a little bit more than Monkey did, so... The lead stays... about the same as it was before the eye door, I'd say. Maybe a little bit wider. Yeah, assuming that they can both continue playing the way they have been playing, this run may actually end up coming down to RNG, which is kind of wild when you stop to think about it. Because they're both playing very well within what the game is giving them so far.
I want to see the run decided on whose text is faster.
A run decided by text smashing. That would be unprecedented, and I would be 100% here for that.
You know, we actually have never seen an RTA tie in any Fusion tournament. Maybe these guys can pull it off.
No, what I want to see an RTA tie where the in-game time is different.
That would mean that one runner had faster text and slower gameplay, and the other guy would have faster gameplay but slower text.
Yes, exactly. I would love to see something like that, because that would, considering how ridiculous this tournament has seemed to have been so far, I feel like nothing less than that would be appropriate.
So Destructor deciding not to get the main deck missile, and he takes the lead because of it, but he needs to be absolutely sure that his decision is the best, because any mess up here in Sector 1 can cost him a lot of time. Monkey was actually practicing about an hour or two ago, where he kind of messed up Sector 1 and was forced to farm the Horn Nodes under the eye door, wasting him about a whole minute. So,
oh man, a whole minute of farming the Horn Nodes?
Yeah, it's definitely really risky if you don't know what you're doing. But I expect that Destructor knows what he's doing. He has a 47, so this game is not foreign to him.
Yeah, I think we actually talked about this in our exhibition. 45 is rapidly becoming the most popular missile count just because of the amount of security it gives you. But doing it with 40 has for the longest time been the standard, because it gives you 5 more missiles than the task strat. And as long as you're really good with your movement and just have a lot of practice, then there's no reason you can't pull off the 40. Which is why you see Destructor going for those extra green X's. But it definitely means he's going to have to be a lot more mindful of that missile count, both here in Sector 1 and throughout the run.
Ooh, Monkey getting hit by that chargy guy. And Monkey with the bad RNG, 4 Space Pirates on the right there, stopping to kill that crab to pick up his yellow X. Although Destructor tinking, I think he's tinked a total of like 4 missiles so far. He doesn't have full health here, and he's going to use 3 for the stabilizer coming up, and he'll end up with 5 missiles at the pirate room. Now, if all 3 pirates that he kills at the stabilizer don't give him any green X's, he could be in danger here and might have to farm.
It's going to come down to luck. If there's only 2 pirates blocking his path, he has the 3 he needs for the door, but then he may not opt to try for doubles. Oh, he misses.
Destructor just whiffing everything. This is Monkey's chance to catch up. But
oh, but he gets a green.
Okay, he does get a green, so he's fortunate enough to have just exactly enough missiles for the eye door. But he'll have to skip doing a double attempt on the eye door unless he's feeling very saucy. But if he does miss that double, he will have to farm. We'll see what he decides here.
I think he's going to opt for the safe strat. Yeah, it looks like he is. Oh, but is he going to get... Oh, he gets 0 beams! RNG smiling on Destructor there.
Oh, Monkey getting a double, but he gets 1 beam. If he can get an open eye here, oh, never mind.
2 beams to offset that time gain.
Yeah. Fortune smiling on Destructor very early on.
Yeah, especially after that climb in the pirate room. That was definitely pretty catastrophic, but he gets the RNG smiles on him for sure.
Monkey getting a double-double on that Charge Beam Core X. Trying to keep up here. Destructor being very fortunate with his RNG, is in the lead right now.
Yeah, it's important to note that short of Destructor making any mistakes, it's unlikely that Monkey's going to just start falling behind because of bad movement or anything. So that run really does come down to just good play, good movement, and RNG.
So I'm not really that in tune with the speed gaming community as a whole. I only know very few games. What would, like, for those that have watched other runs, what would you say is the game with the worst RNG?
You mean of the ones we have going on right now, or of the ones that have been on speed gaming?
In general.
In general.
In a speedrunning perspective, which game has the worst RNG? I think, from what I know, I think Link to the Past has the worst one with boss guy again. Aghanim, yeah, that guy.
So, yeah, I won't disagree with you. I will say, though, that potentially, in a similar vein, Link's Awakening DX, the game I run, the absolute final boss has a phase that's like Link to the Past Aghanim, but there is no max number of blue balls you can get, so you can theoretically be on world record pace and then just get 15 blue balls and lose it.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, and also, it's not really, I don't know if it's been on speed gaming, but Mega Man X6 has, Mega Man X5 has a category where you basically, if you don't get the really low % chance of the shuttle hitting the colony, you just have to reset. That's it. Your run's dead.
I'd imagine almost any RPG would have, like, run-ending RNG.
I think you're absolutely right. Although we are seeing a lot more RPGs having very, very elaborate RNG manipulations, like the Dragon Warrior run you may have seen at AGDQ had that. Chrono Trigger famously also has that. But I guess it just depends on the RPG.
Yeah. Interesting. I would rate Metroid Fusion as the creme de la creme worst RNG game.
Not sure if I would agree with you there. I mean, sure, RNG can cost you some time, but even with worst RNG, you can still get a top-notch time. It's just, it can be the difference between, say, a 46 and a 45, but you can still get a 46 with bad RNG.
Absolutely. Destructor. Expert movement there in the large room of Sector 2. No hits. That double missile on the Zoro. I think Monkey will avoid a Zoro by jumping over it. Oh!
Monkey having... It's unfortunate. Monkey's doing very good.
It's going to cost him. I would say that's like a 4-ish second time loss there. He needs to make sure that he has really good movement here if he wants to keep up with Destructor, who's just flying by Sector 2. I think up until this point, we always talked about how Sector 2 can end runs, end races, and send people home, but Destructor making it look really easy. This is why he has a 47, guys.
No, yeah, absolutely. If you're just watching Destructor, you would be forgiven for thinking this sector is not a death threat, but it absolutely is. He's just adapting to everything that comes his way, no problem, just showing you how Sector 2 should be played right here. Oh, getting some bad Zoro movement positioning there, but still making it through.
And it looks like Destructor's stream has some issues right now. Hopefully he'll come back.
Oh. Okay, it looks like he may have just had a little bit of an ISP hiccup there, but it seems that he's still playing. Meanwhile, though, Monkey's still moving through Sector 4 pretty well, seeming to play a little bit fast and loose in a couple of these rooms, opting to just kind of blow away some Zoros that he could opt to skip, or in some cases just kind of deboosting through. But still making a fairly good time through here.
Yeah, and it looks like Monkey took the lead. Destructor decided to stop there for some reason.
I think he may have he may have stopped momentarily to figure out what was going on with his internet, but
yeah, I think he's just giving Monkey a little head start here. Good guy, Destructor, trying to keep it close. Oh, and what did he know?
Is what someone who doesn't know Destructor might say. And there he is on Zazabi.
Destructor doing a little bit of destructing is actually miles ahead of Monkey right now.
Meanwhile, Monkey facing off against the door, thankfully only getting one beam.
Oh no, now that I think about it, they're actually pretty close. When you look at the time difference between the two, Destructor's clock is showing that he's at 16 minutes while Monkey's at 15:52. So that's an 8-second difference there, and I think if you give Monkey 8 more seconds, they might actually be pretty close.
All right, Destructor grabbed Destructor grabbed the core at 16:11, so we can see when Monkey grabs the core. So he's a few seconds behind for sure, but it doesn't seem to be that nearly as many as we might have thought.
Okay, so he is actually kind of far. We'll see how... Okay, Destructor giving him a chance to catch up again. Monkey has very interesting double-double there, but it does work and it does give him the sweet spot.
Looks about 15-second difference there, so it's still very much a recoverable gap. So hopefully Destructor's internet continues to be a team player here. Meanwhile, I believe we will expect nobody to do a sack skip here. Monkey may try to bait it, but we know he's not going to do it.
Oh, he tried doing that earlier today in a practice race and ended up paying the price. Sacks found him and ended his run. Monkey stops for no reason at all. He could have been running the moment SAX opened the door, so he's going to spend... that looked like 3 extra seconds in that room, whereas Destructor was able to leave that room at the earliest time possible. So Destructor going to pull ahead a little bit more here.
Yeah, it was definitely unusual. I almost feel like he might have put down the controller for a moment and then just gotten... Oh! Having a little bit of trouble doing the wall jumps in that room. Both of them making it through Sector 2 with full health, full missiles, and now on their way to Sector 4. This is definitely a sector where if you're not playing well and if the boss gives you a hard time, gaps can widen or gaps can close, leads can change. We're just going to have to wait and see how the two of them move through there.
Destructor is actually on a pretty good pace here. I would put him at a 46 pace right now if he keeps it up. I don't think I've seen his timer go red at all. So... maybe he is on a PB pace. And if that's the case, Monkey, you definitely need to step it up here and minimize movement errors. It's the least he can do. And hopefully RNG can help him out.
Yeah, I really think that's what's been coming down to. Monkey, they've both been playing pretty well. Monkey is just making a handful of very small mistakes, which... normally, if you're racing just against your splits trying to get a PB, it's just annoying, but you deal with it. But in a race where Destructor's just playing extremely well, it's giving Destructor a chance to pull away more.
Really good movement by Destructor there, making it look too easy. Oh, I spoke too soon. takes a dip there in the water, so it's going to cost him a little bit of time. Monkey not that far behind. We'll see what happens.
Let's see if Monkey can avoid taking that electric bath. Looks like he does. But Destructor about to face off against everybody's favorite electric lizard, snake thing, the Ceres.
Snake? Snake?
Damn it, Ross. Thankfully, both of these know how to use the charge beam and use it well, so hopefully we're going to be seeing a 2-cycle from both of them. Destructor getting that first hit. Hopefully going to set up to hit it with both the charge shot and the flare here in a moment, which will give you that optimal 2-cycle goodness.
Ooh, and he misses the opportunity. He's gonna be patient here and wait it out. This is gonna allow Monkey to catch up.
Oh,
getting really bad patterns now. Destructor, as you can see, is getting very frightened. Okay, he knows where it's gonna be now, so he's gonna get that last shot in.
There we go.
Very nice, very patient. Which could have been a disaster if he decided to continue to shoot at Ceres, even though it wasn't a point-blank shot. Monkey, I don't think he's going to die, but he did take a few damage there, and now both runners are actually pretty close to each other, about 5 seconds-ish.
Oh yeah, that gap is definitely closed. Monkey's Ceres fight was a fair bit faster, even though they both got that 2-cycle. Destructor, unfortunately, I think he was trying to set to go for try to hit it on the first pass instead of try to anticipate the second pass based on its first movement, which is safer but a little bit slower.
It looked like he wanted to hit Ceres the first time, but he knew that he was too far away from it, that if he did shoot it, then Ceres would not die. So he decided to be patient about it and wait for the next wave. Unfortunately, the subsequent waves were not in favor of his position, so all he had to do was wait it out, and he couldn't do anything else about it.
Yeah, it's just some of those Ceres patterns are just difficult to deal with. You hope for the good ones, and you roll with what you get. Both of them going to try to get the low height shine spark here. Destructor not quite getting it. If Monkey can get it here, he can... Oh, he bonks, though. A little bit too high off the ground.
Oh, no. Monkey not far enough for the speed booster to break those blocks. Monkey losing roughly 7 or 8 seconds there. Destructor once again pulling ahead due to Monkey's minor movements, and that gold crab just taking a million years to spawn.
just doing a few laps before it joins the other one, it's fine.
If you thought diamonds were forever, you never heard of gold crabs.
Monkey providing the that runner commentary in chat for anyone who's curious. Apparently that's the first time he's missed a short height in a while, and well, lo and behold, couldn't have come at a worse time.
It's gotta be the nerves, man.
Actually, both our runners providing commentary as they go, which is a rare treat. Both of them on their way to Sector 3 now, though. Thankfully, the upcoming boss does not have an eye door they have to deal with. So, as long as they just treat the upcoming box fight safely, they can definitely get through it. It's pretty consistent with a good setup, but we'll see what happens. On the plus side, now that we have Speed Booster from Ceres, both Monkey and Destructor are going to be taking full advantage of it immediately. First to punch through this wall, and then to immediately, just in the next room, do a horizontal Shine Spark to save himself the trouble of doing the slower intended strat. See Destructor do it right there. And they're both going to be attempting a trick coming up called a Shine Break. Basically, if you run across blocks that are speed booster blocks, the game will normally, you'll break through them if you're running fast, glowing, but you also fall through the floor. However, if you crouch when you're on top of one of those blocks, you can actually retain the shine charge and do a Shine Spark in the next room. It's a little bit tight. I want to say it's, what, a 4-frame window?
2 frames.
2 frames, okay. A little bit tighter. Let's see if Destructor can get it here. Oh, he just doesn't even go for it. Alright. This particular one is not a huge time save, I don't think. It saves... Actually, I don't even know how many seconds it saves. Do you know, Russ?
About half a second or less. I mean, the reason why is because it takes Shine Spark so long to execute and get out of that in short areas like this, simply climbing up might be faster or about the same time.
Yeah, Shine Sparking is as fast as running, and definitely faster than walking, so if the room is long enough, you definitely want to be doing it. And later on, we'll see some Shine Sparks that are a lot more important in this one. Monkey having the low probability jump from that side hopper. That one rarely hops. When it does, it just jumps into you, and we saw it happen to Monkey.
Monkey dropping the Shine Spark charge there for... he won't be able to do data spark. I don't think we've seen any data spark in the tournament so far.
I don't think so either. I don't see a Destructor about to... Having a textbook box fight, that's exactly what you want to see.
Destructor doing what he does best. Destructing. Monkey with a strange opener for box.
Oh, no.
Is gonna have some issues here. His health is a concern right now.
Oh no! Oh,
Big
Monkey, be careful!
Concern right now.
Monkey, be careful!
2 more hits. Dodge the fire. He's got 2 missiles. So I do know that Monkey has a backup strat, doing the Shine Spark in the room coming up here to get that E-Tank. Let's see if he actually does it.
That was right. I think what happened was he may have jumped a little bit too high above the box, which makes it actually start throwing the bomb.
So Monkey actually doing the Shine Spark here, and he's gonna have to go with backup strats for Sector 6.
Yeah.
This puts
Thankfully,
Destructor in the lead by a lot now.
Yeah. Thankfully, despite the fact that this game is relatively linear, there are plenty of backup strats and contingencies that cost you usually no more than a few seconds, but still, in a race like this where both of them are this close to each other in Pvs and Destructor is playing so well, seconds are everything. Destructor heading down to Sector 6, Monkey not far behind. There isn't too much to say about Sector 6. It's supposed to be a dark, scary sector, but for being the nocturnal sector, they sure leave the lights on an awful lot. The big threat in this part are these blue X's. If you touch them, they do, I want to say, what, 60 damage? You're not going to run into enough of them. Yeah, they're probably not going to run into enough of them to kill them, and honestly, there's not that many on the path you need to take. But it's something they have to be mindful of, especially if their health would be low, although both of them have good enough health. Yeah, there's the barrier Destructor going through with the 3 missiles. You're going to see Monkey setting up to do a Shine Spark to break through it instead.
Does NOC really mean nocturnal?
That's my understanding. Do you have another idea what it could mean, Ross?
I can't think of any. Oh
Nightlights, of
no,
course.
Monkey wind sparking.
What's he
He's
doing?
gonna go for the shine spark again instead of picking up the missile tank.
That's
That is a
definitely an
very
odd choice.
he has enough missiles now. He doesn't need to do shine spark anymore. He's gonna do it anyway. And Monkey, you have missiles.
Monkey.
Stop going back.
This isn't an exhibition, Monkey. Monkey, no.
All right, he's gonna get the shine spark. That cost him. I don't even know how much time that just cost him.
A lot of seconds. But he's maintained, I guess, pride points, but at what cost?
That really hurt his chances here for winning the race. He's gonna have to play exceptionally and hope that Destructor gets poor RNG.
Yeah, I don't even. Destructor doing a strat on this boss I've not actually seen. Normally you see folks jump straight up, but he just lets the core come to him on the ground there. Interesting setup. And making short work of that core. 2 doubles, 2 singles. Yeah, it's a little important note here that now that they have super missiles, getting those doubles on the cores are actually a little bit harder. The missiles move faster and have a longer cooldown between shots, so setting up the timing is a little bit different than it was before, and it's going to actually get harder with every missile upgrade they get. And Monkey getting 0 beams, so this RNG's already looking pretty good there.
He's gonna need 0 beams for the rest of the run to catch up here, I think.
Yeah, that was costly swag he went for there.
Hey, it's swag. You gotta do the swag at all costs. Monkey with a perfect Mega Corax fight and the initial double. Corax is too low there for that double, though, so he's gonna miss that.
I'm surprised he didn't jump higher off that right platform there, but...
He's going for his style of doubles on Coraxes, but when you don't have enough height, or in a room like this where the Corax is right next to you, it's really hard, and especially having super missiles, it's really hard to set up doubles that way because the Corax is just not high enough for you to set up properly.
Yeah, very true. Those quick low height doubles are a lot easier with the single missiles. In fact, I think we saw him do it on the Arachnus core, but
yeah, and we also saw him do it on Zazby. But in the future bosses, I don't think that would be a very wise choice.
No, especially not with the ice missile upgrade coming up. I'm sorry, the ice missile downgrade coming up. At that point, those low height quick doubles are impossible. You have to have a nice high angle approach, otherwise you're not going to get the missiles off in time. But Monkey now grabbing the missiles that he probably should have grabbed earlier.
I'm so confused.
Interesting to note, those Sector 6 missiles, usually if someone has to grab an extra missile tank due to a failed trick, like in Sector 4, for example, those Sector 6 missiles are usually one of the 2 that are skipped later, because it's one of the 2 slowest missile tanks that's usually grabbed during an any percent run. Monkey realizing the error of his earlier moves. But at the same time, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes if you're very tense about your run, then something like that happens, you relax and you end up playing better, so we'll see what happens. Oh, he forgot about the missile. That's what happened.
Monkey forgetting about Plan C.
Oh,
Sector
dear.
6. there are 3 plans or courses of action there. If you have enough missiles for the missile barrier, plan A is to go right through the missile barrier with your missiles. Plan B is if you don't have any missiles, you would do the Shine Spark trick that Monkey tried to do and go through the barrier that way. Plan C, if you somehow fail to Shine Spark through the missile barrier, it would be to pick up that missile expansion.
Yes, indeed. It's actually kind of interesting that it's one of those things that you often don't think about, but having knowledge of a lot of contingencies is something that's a very useful race skill. A lot less useful if you're going for PBs in sub 50 lands. So it's one of those things they always say that just having game knowledge beyond just the optimal route is very important in races, and it's kind of showing a little bit here actually. Yes, and Paul's more remarking that Plan D is the recharge, although that... Thankfully, you don't need a Plan D, because the missiles are always there.
I think Plan D was just to farm those little bugs that Monkey did. Monkey invented Plan D today. You guys saw it.
That's a good point. The recharge is Plan E, Plan D is the bugs. We can theoretically just go through the entire alphabet here. Plan F is just to go back and get the Shine Charge again.
Oh no! Monkey tried to go for the fast strat here, but gets hit by the waiver, which is a very low chance of happening, and blocks him from getting that speed booster. He's going to come back, and that is another 10 seconds lost.
That's an unfortunate one. Yeah, the waivers in Sector 5... They appear in one of a certain number of preset positions. You can deal with all of them. Once you run this game enough, you kind of get a feel for all the different spots and how to deal with them. But just sometimes you just mistime your shot, and there you go, 10 seconds, lost. I definitely get the impression Monkey's kind of upset at himself, but hopefully he doesn't start just making a lot of angry mistakes or anything, because Monkey is a solid player. I mean, we rail on him sometimes, but he knows this game well and he plays it well. So if you can just keep it together, you can definitely still have a solid finish to his run here.
Or who knows, you know, something catastrophic might happen to Destructor, and if Monkey is just, you know, wasting the time or something, then it could have been a shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true. There's always a possibility for unintentional deaths on later bosses. It happens to the best of us. And if, especially if Destructor does not take any safety saves, because not even despite the fact that it's a very, very small loss of time, I think it's only like a couple of seconds for the dialogue box, not many people opt to save at the ship. So if Monkey does that, Destructor doesn't, and Destructor takes an unfortunate death later, this race is still very much could have a change of pace. Change of the lead.
Well, it's not just a death. Things can still go catastrophically wrong on Destructor's end. You know, some bosses where, like, if you struggle, you know, if you could lose in excess of 30 seconds and allow Monkey to catch up. But
that's true.
For a player like Destructor and his skill level, it would be a very low chance of that happening. So, but it is still a chance.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I only just call that death because I figured death is the most likely cause of a change of lead at this point, because Destructor has been playing very well. He's shown he knows how to deal with all sorts of different possibilities and bosses and enemy movements, so guess we'll just wait and see what happens. So far, Destructor's moving very cleanly through Emergency. Now, if you're playing really well, you can get a time that's in the 430s. That is an excellent time on Emergency. A time in the 420s is still a very solid time. So anything above like a 421 or higher would definitely be a time that they could be happy with. But we'll see. Destructor's on a pretty decent pace through here, it looks like.
Yeah, I haven't seen any errors so far. If you get the zero beam, a 1 beam. You can still get a 430
yeah.
something with a double here.
Yeah, he's in good shape, the core here. 1 double.
Yeah, looks good. Very, very nice meltdown.
Yes.
Super clean.
It's gonna be, well, it looks like a 433. Yes. That's a solid time. Very good time. Monkey so far also moving through emergency pretty well here, so looks like he can have a very good time as well. Yeah, emergency is one of those things where everyone knows the meme, the emergency in Franker Z, but it's actually one of the more difficult sequences of movement in the run, because you have to rely on the stretchies moving, those little fire guys. You can fall into the lava in any number of spots. The flames that shoot out of the. There's a lot of things that can get in the way. A lot of things that can lose you time. So it's not just being able to move consistently, but also being able to deal with all the different things. And Monkey has been doing a very good job. He makes it to the door in about as much time as Destructor does. Let's see how his eye door luck. Also a 446 door time. Very good. Gets the first double. A little bit of a different step than I'm used to seeing. And he gets the double-double as well. Oh, unfortunately, it takes a little bit longer for it to become grabbable, so he looks like he's going to be getting a 431, I want to say.
Ooh. 431.99.
Why can't I have this luck whenever I play the lottery? No, but still, both of them getting very strong times. Like we said, getting anything in the 430s is a very good emergency time.
If this were Price is Right, you would have won, despite the fact that it was only a fraction of a second close.
I would have won both showcase showdowns. Are you kidding me?
But Alex, I was over by $1. Or Drew. It's Drew now. It was never Alex anyway.
For a moment there, I thought you were talking
Bob Barker. It was Bob Barker, guys, not Alex Trebek. Get it right.
All right, but despite the fact that it's still a pretty sizable lead, Monkey is still playing well, showing that he is showing the skills that got him that 47, and maintaining the gap about where it's been. So if you can just keep doing this, then it just comes down to Destructor executing as well. We'll see what happens. This run is. Ooh, actually, Monkey might try for Impossible Strat. Do you think he's going to try for Impossible Strat?
I think it's the only strat he knows how to do.
Really?
Yeah, okay. I saw him practicing earlier today, and he was talking about how difficult the traditional strat that Destructor did is, and that he only knows how to do Impossible Strat. So we're definitely going to see it. Absolutely.
Destructor not having very good animal RNG, unfortunately, there. Yeah, that room with the stretchies up in on the exhibition deck, the habitation deck, tomato, is has a couple of different ways of doing it. Some faster than others, some safer than others. The method Destructor used is the most common method, the one that's the best balance of time and everything. Monkey's going to try something called the Impossible Strat, which is like a half a second faster. Oh no, he's not. Oh, he went for like a half Impossible Strat hybrid there. What was that? curious.
If it works, it works. It's the only strat he knows how to do, apparently.
But he managed. He still hybrided it somehow. Goodness gracious. And also having pretty darned bad animal RNG here.
So at this point, we actually just passed the halfway mark of the game, and it's not going to be a walk in the park. The first half of the game is actually pretty simple relative to the late half, because you're going to fight 4 bosses in succession. Well, no, not really. You basically fight everyone else, like in really quick succession. So it's going to be a lot of hard work for these two.
Yeah, we affectionately refer to it as the boss gauntlet. It starts with one of the most hated bosses, actually. But we're not quite there yet. First, they both have to go down into Sector 5 to get the loud bombs, the loudest power-up in Metroid Fusion.
I think... Well, yeah. I guess you're right.
I mean, if you think of one that's louder, by all means let me know. I don't want to be giving the folks out there bad information.
I think the speed booster is loud and annoying.
Yeah, it's definitely loud and annoying, but the whoosh that the power bombs make, I think is still louder. Alright, I was wondering if Monkey might opt to skip this tank to save some time, but he's committed to that 45 missile, and honestly, I would be too. It just gives you peace of mind. It just gives you peace of mind. And thankfully, with this, it seems that none of our runners have forgotten which visit of Sector 5 they're on. Because with free visits to Sector 5, it's very easy to accidentally forget where you're supposed to be going and, say, leave before you get ice missiles, or go the wrong way and have to do an extra lap of the sector. It's always embarrassing when it happens, but it happens.
Did you see that? Destructor almost gets hit by an ice beam in Morph Ball, which meant that he would have had a hard time getting out of Morph Ball and dodging the next ice beam, and he could have died there. It was so close.
I saw that. I thought he had a few frames of margin there. I normally hop when I do the Morph Ball through that door just to be safe, but it looks like he just wanted to roll.
I think that it's just unneeded, unnecessary danger to to do that. Especially if you don't morph right away, you could easily get hit. And being that you're in a Morph Ball, and you'll probably get deboosted towards the next ice beam, you probably would have died there, honestly, if you got hit.
Yeah, the Sax is honestly a little bit of a joke, because most of the time you just run away from it, no problems, you take advantage of its weird AI. But the fact of the matter is, the ice beam at this point in the game does over 200 damage. So, with Destructor being at only 299 health, 2 ice beams, he's done. Now, Destructor actually losing a little bit of time on the climb up here, setting up for the Kadoom strat, and having dropping the wall jumps. Monkey also trying for Kadoom strat. Let's see if he can get the setup. Looks good, and yes, he does get it cleanly. That is such a cool looking strat. Alright, well the power is out for Destructor. He's on his way back to the ship. I'll be curious to see if he takes a save here, actually. He does not.
He's going for probe. Although I think that even if he did decide to save and somehow died somewhere else, he still would be in danger of losing the race. Monkey's pretty far behind, but not that far behind where a safety save could be all right.
Yeah, well, we've definitely seen some stranger things happen in this tournament so far, so I'm not gonna count anybody out until both of them done.
I've already seen stranger things happen this run.
That Sector 6 is gonna go down in history. Oh, speaking of Sector 6, I sure hope Monkey remembers that he's supposed to be showing us wave core doubles later.
Ah, yes. He did promise his last run.
Monkey having a very clean run through there, and no spit for him. Destructor took a spit to the head, but thankfully still managed to get enough speed for the boost. And now here we go, Destructor. It's facing off against everyone's favorite six-legged Spoder. And it looks like... Oh, it's blue. He did a lot of damage. Uh-oh. How many cycles, though? Not bad. So we have a good phase 2. Phase 2 is where you can lose your missiles and wind up short for the core if you start hitting the trash that's Yakuza's spewing, but start having a very good phase 2.
Yep, and he decided to go for the easy guaranteed missile hits there instead of rushing Yakuza. You may see other runners, maybe Monkey included, jump right next to Yakuza and hoping to hit Yakuza the moment it's vulnerable again. Destructor choosing the safer method by waiting for Yakuza to be in the perfect spot for a diagonal or a vertical to easily hit him. I mean, it costs you some time to do it, but given the safety over the time that you lose doing it, it's really a very good choice.
Yeah, it's not a drastic time loss, and also given especially if Destructor is aware of what's going on, then taking occasional safety strats for security is not a bad choice in this spot. Monkey having Yakuza be Browns, looks like he did enough damage on that before you could see him, so now just hoping for good luck. Oh.
He's gonna get a 3 round here. So in contrast, as you can see, Monkey following Yakuza and missing several missiles, hoping to hit Yakuza ASAP.
Gets the first double though, so if he can gain some attack if he gets a good triple double. And he gets it. So Monkey also having a solid Yakuza fight. Both of them on their way to my new least favorite boss, Notori.
And chants of USA going on in the chat.
Oh, Destructor going for a Shine Spark there. I guess he just wanted to do a little bit of showboating. I don't know.
If he'll be all right. I was gonna say if Destructor gets a 4-beam there, he will be very low in health. He only had 59 health at the eye door, which makes me wonder what happened. He must have been hit by several key hunters.
Key hunters are the worst. Oh, tanking missiles. Notori is one of the last spots you want. You don't want to tank missiles on Notori, especially if you're doing 40 missile.
Yeah, it should be alright because Destructor did do an excessive amount of charge beams and fire bombs there, finishing the fight with 6 missiles, opposed to the optimal 0. So he was definitely alright there. Although no doubles at all for Destructor.
Yeah, doubles on this plasma core are... They're not super difficult, but they're also definitely easy to screw up, because there's no terribly good visual cue, it's just kind of a matter of feel and just practice and getting good at it. Yeah, but like you said though, Monkey is is not stopping. He's moving along pretty quickly here.
It almost seems to me that Monkey is actually catching up. Or maybe I'm just trying to believe.
You want to believe?
I want to believe.
Monkey having looking a very solid first couple phases of Notori here. Oh, tinked a couple of missiles though.
Yeah, he tinked 2.
Oh, he gets all the greens though. He's in good shape. Oops. You got 1 double though, so that's 3 seconds saved right there. Oh yeah, Monkey's playing well. He's playing very well. I think you're right. I think he has gained back some time here. Gap seems a little bit lower. It's still a sizable gap. I mean, it's gonna take some serious mistakes on Destructor's side to make this happen. But Monkey's not out of this, not by a long shot.
Yep, and as you saw there, he actually did a frame-perfect Shine Spark trick that saves a little bit of time over Destructor's normal Shine Spark. But that mishap with the Power Bomb, it kind of...
He didn't seem too happy about it. He was doing a little bit of angry shooting. Destructors. We're talking about long Shine Sparks. Here's the longest and the coolest, the Nightmare Shine Spark. That's one you definitely do not want to miss. Missing it costs you over 10 seconds. You have to go through those rooms just running. Actually, it's probably like, isn't it like over 15 seconds even? It's a pretty hefty time loss if you don't get it and just decide to run through the rooms.
If you fail it initially, it's probably a good idea to go for the backup, which is to do another speed booster from the ground in the next room, and hopefully that you can get it there. Otherwise, you would have lost all the time that it took to Shine Spark through, and the time that it took for you to attempt this the backup. So it does amount to about 15 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's obviously backups. I mean, trying the backup is what you want to do, but I was more just saying that the Shine Spark versus just running through is a pretty huge time save. This is a very important Shine Spark.
Yeah, and obviously if you do get the backup, then you would not have lost that much time. It's roughly 5 seconds.
Which is much preferable. Destructor having a very good first 2 phases of Nightmare. Now let's see how well he can keep the sad microwave under control here in phase 3.
Oh, accidentally grabs the ladder. I don't think that was part of his plan. He's going to have to expertly manipulate Nightmare here.
Once he got it. Oh. He should be fine. It's just... Okay. A little bit dicey, but he pulls it off. Getting that first double. See, he's gonna go for triple doubles. So far, so good. And there we go. That's pretty darn clean Nightmare fight. Anyone should be happy with a one like that.
Monkey about to fight Nightmare. So yeah, I do think that Monkey is actually catching up.
Yeah, and also Destructor opted to grab the E-Tank right before Nightmare, so it's a safety thing, which I can't say I blame him, but still, that's another few seconds that Monkey gains back just by going straight down to the fight. So let's see how his Nightmare goes.
Like a beautiful dream.
First 2 phases about as optimal as you can get right there. So if he has a good phase 3 and gets the triple double, then he is... Oh, he's going for a little bit of extra damage there. That's a
Monkey got greedy there, in my opinion. Going for that extra damage, and well, fortunately, he was able to get Nightmare back under control.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does not get the first double, so he's going to be losing it. Oh, he's missing doubles here. That's 6 seconds he's losing right there, but he still manages to get it and manages to finish off that fight. Now he's on his way down to Sector 4 with the best looking suit in the game. The gravity suit.
Meanwhile, Destructor missing the speed jump there to break through the bomb block, so that's 3 seconds off his added to his time. And if Monkey can get it, I think if Monkey can get an optimal lower sector 4 here, he could make this race. He can actually make the comeback. Who knows? I mean, it does feel like it's a lot closer than it was earlier.
No, it's just true that they're both playing really well, and just like we said earlier, it's going to come down to the small things. We were joking about tech smashing, but it is really just small amounts of time. Let's see if Monkey can break through the blocks on the floor there. Oh gosh, getting that Eve replacement is just no good. Breaking those blocks. So giving the big fish a kiss, though. He's taking a lot of damage down here. Oh, but he gets the red X that flies down. What a lucky break.
Very fortunate there. Oh, Destructor's not careful here. Those balloons do a lot of damage. As you saw, roughly 50 damage per hit.
Yeah.
And he really needs to manage his health here because he's not going to get another red X for the next boss fight. There is no eye door for box 2, but you do get all those blue X's that you can stop and pick up.
Yeah, so he might opt to take a refill. I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but at the same time, like you said, there are all those blue X's in Sector 6, so he might not. We'll see what he does. Monkey getting that lucky red X, though, that's going to be that's definitely going to help. That definitely helped him out.
So Destructor definitely on a 47 pace there, picking up the fusion missiles at around 1 hour, 1 minute, and about 20 seconds, I believe. A 101 diffusion missile is usually an indicator for a 47, and a 1 hour diffusion missile is an indicator for a 46. So if he keeps it up, he's going to be on pace with his PB here. And yet I still have not seen any red numbers on Destructor's timer, so he could still very well be on PB pace.
Yeah. Monkey having a better time in that room with the balloons, though. So he can diffuse in a slightly quicker time.
Monkey roughly 1 minute behind. It's gonna take a lot on both parties' ends here. Monkey getting it's gonna take Monkey getting good execution as well as Destructor with poor execution for Monkey to catch up here.
On the plus side, they're both on their hand to face off with Box. Monkey probably has a little bit of a bone to pick with that stupid security robot. Not much to say about this Sector 6 visit, though. It's just to avoid the puppers, because puppers are terrible. No entry without authorization, and go fight the Xbox.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
This box fight is definitely a little bit... There's a few more things to keep track of than the first time. There's electrified water on the floor, and the ceiling is a little bit lower, so the box can actually knock you off if it jumps. So they got to keep... So Destructor and Monkey have to take very close... be very careful with their positioning here. Ooh.
Destructor taking...
Destructor, no!
Too many hits! And I think he only landed 1 hit on Box so far. This is Monkey's chance to catch up. He's...
Oh, gosh!
He cannot stand in the water at all. He needs to stay up on this ladder.
He has to play it super safe here.
Ooh. To play well here. Oh my god! It's so close.
He's not out of it yet. The wave core can still kill him if it hits him with the beam. He's got to be careful.
Oh no! What is going on?
Destructor, please! Oh! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh! And he didn't take the safety save.
He did not take the safety.
Oh no!
Wow, that was something else. This is Monkey's race to lose now. All he has to do is not die, and he's got this in the bag. I think even if Destructor is saved at the ship, it would still be Monkey's game after that death. There's no coming back from it. Monkey's just too far ahead.
Unless Monkey were to die later. So I mean, we definitely had we definitely had both racers die in a race earlier in this tournament. So and wave core doubles. Come on, Monkey. No, that's not a double at all. What are you doing? Oh well, next time. Oh my gosh, that was.
And somewhere out there is a Hercules bench press laughing. As you might know, Hercules, who ran in SGDQ, had a three-way race for Fusion Any Percent and died to the Wave Beam Core X in front of however many thousand people that were watching.
Yeah, well, it's you never like to see a race go this way, but it really just goes to show this category is brutal until the end. Any boss, even the bosses that seem really simple, can and will kill you.
Audio switching over to Monkey's stream now. Monkey has 3 more bosses left to fight before the end of the game. Given his time right now, I'd say he has between 10 or 11 more minutes in the run. So yeah, when you consider that, Yakuza, you would have been about 40 minutes at the ship, 45. There was no way that Destructor could have come back, barring any, huge mistakes. I mean, Monkey already displayed a huge mistake early on in Sector 6. But yeah, even if he did save, I don't think it would have been anywhere close.
Whew. And bear with me, my heart rate's still coming down after that. That was tense. Monkey, though, now back in Sector 1, about to go face off against the Screaming Space Lizard. Opting to grab extra E-tanks for security, which at this point, I honestly can't blame him. There's no reason not to. Because all he has, like you said, all he has to do is finish, so might as well make sure you can do it. And goodness knows that Ridley, even with 4 E-tanks, if he gives you bad patterns and keeps grabbing you, can still ruin your run.
Yeah, for Monkey right now, safety is the #1 priority.
Monkey, please don't do the cartoon thing again. Okay.
Monkey NPC destroying those gold pirates in a timely manner this time.
Yes. And getting 0 beams on that door, too, so here we go. It's time for Ridley. And don't worry about game audio. You'll be able to hear it pretty well here in a moment. Opting to not stay in the corner in order just to keep getting faster hits on Ridley, and, well, it pays off. That was that. Ridley's gone. Let's see if we can get doubles, because these diffusion missile doubles are extremely difficult. Looks like you got one right there. And now 2 bosses stand between Monkey and the end.
I wonder how sweaty Monkey's palm spaghettis are.
Hopefully not too sweaty, or he might spill it down the front of his sweater. Yeah, thankfully at this point, enemy-wise, there's not much that can really kill Monkey, because the screw attack in this game is even more powerful than it was in Super Metroid or any previous Metroid, because it makes you outright invincible to everything except, I think, touching the Sax and the Omega. So he just has to make his way up to the navigation room, where he has to face off against the true final boss, Text. Oh, thankfully, this is the JP version, so it's a little bit less text than you might have to deal with in the English version. Nonetheless, you probably have enough time to go bake yourself a pizza or write a novel.
You might actually have time to win an eBay auction.
Possibly. Getting the shine charge on the pad, which is unusual, because that means he can't just hop off to reactivate a bit later. It's going to lose him a few frames. For those of you who can't read Japanese, don't worry, I've got you covered. Samus is complaining to Adam that he never lets her do anything fun anymore. That he gives her curfew. It's way too early, and he doesn't even let her borrow the car on weekends.
Sounds about right. Although, according to Adam, he says, "My house, my rules."
Family tension is high. I didn't realize. Sometimes you forget that Metroid Fusion is such a deep family commentary going on. But with the text behind them, they have reached an agreement, and Samus can stay out late enough to go punch the Sax in its stupid face. And this final Sax fight, the showdown that's been hinted at since early on in the game. There's a quick kill strat, which you're going to see Monkey go for. I think doesn't Monkey use horizontal shots instead of diagonal shots?
His primary is horizontal, but he has been learning diagonal.
Okay. Yeah, the plasma beam does damage per frame inside enemy hitboxes, but the thing about the Sax is, if you hit it with a charge shot, it gets knocked back like Samus, only hits once, unless it's frozen. So you're going to see Monkey try to fire a charge shot and quickly follow it up with a missile to do that damage per frame, and then refreeze it before it can move again. It's pretty tight, but if you can get it down pat, you can finish it off in, I want to say, 3 to 6 shots as opposed to a lot more.
All right, here we go. I don't want you all to get this the wrong way, but we need to stop breathing right here for this final fight. And he's going for that horizontal. It looks pretty good so far.
There we go, phase 1.
Keep on stop breathing. And it looks good. Very nice. There was a risk there for soft lock, and that was the biggest thing that I was concerned about there. He did take care of that giant mutated SAX in 2 hits, so getting that 2-hit basically guarantees that you don't soft lock, which could have been a disaster and will have ended up in a rematch.
Looks like he got one double encore, I think.
I think so, yeah.
So that's pretty solid. Any doubles on diffusion cores are quality. But now only one thing stands between Monkey and the end: the Omega.
There is still Omega. Monkey did do an exhibition race the other day because there was a canceled race, and Monkey actually died to Omega. Hopefully, again, I'm probably gonna ask you all to just hold your breath. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong here.
Oh, we can hope, unless Monkey does something like go for Pogo. Or you could just... Well, so much for Low Height Shine Spark. That's the exact opposite. It was so high it was like 2 screens up. And here comes the big boy. Looks like Monkey is just gonna finish it.
Oh, 2 minutes to destination.
Yeah, this is the fastest flight I've ever been on.
And he gets it.
There's the quick
Very
kill.
nice. Alright, everyone can start breathing again.
Oh wait, we're supposed to stop breathing? Shoot.
GG to Monkey. He's going to finish here. And he finishes with an SRL time of 1:16:43. Congratulations to MonkeySMB. 1, 2, 3.
NPC.
2 minutes to destination.
Man,
That's the fastest flight I've ever
that's
been
such
on.
a stupid race.
And he gets
Okay,
it.
1.
There's the quick
Very
kill.
nice.
If
Alright,
I
everyone
didn't
can start.
have like a complete brain fart in Sector 6 and forget about the missile pack, that would have been much closer. But then I had like a godly mid into end game, and then yeah.
So we need to know what in the world was going through.
Okay, so I completely forgot about the missile tank. I don't know what was going through my head.
How about when you failed the shine spark, when you bonked the ceiling, did you not realize that you had 7 missiles after that before you went back?
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
When you
Oh
killed all
my-
those bugs to do your shine spark, you picked up all their green X's.
Oh
And when you
my
wind sparked
god.
into the ceiling, you had 7 missiles. But you decided to go back again.
I was not paying attention at all. Oh my god. See, there was so much wood tier, just awfulness in that whole part of the game. End of Sector 4 through the beginning of Sector 6 was horrible. What is it? I missed the low height, and then I didn't go back far enough for the speed boost. I had an awful box, almost died, so I had to go get that E-tank. So then that whole thing happened at the beginning of Sector 6. You know, if none of that would have happened, that would have been a really good run. I would have definitely PB'd, because I ended up 53 seconds behind at the end. And I lost over a minute in Varia alone.
So joining us now is Destructor. Unfortunately, Destructor, you were in the lead for basically the entire run until that point.
I wanna cry, dude, for fuck's sake.
Can
We
you
are
tell
so
us? Can you tell us what's happening? What was going on?
Alright, so basically it all started in lower sector 4. After a tunnel where you drop the power bomb, I got hit like twice by a fish and then twice by that enemy that looks like Dragon on Super Metroid. So it brought me really low, and then it continues even after when going back towards the fusion missiles in the room where you have to go for space jumping. You know, those floating balls. I got hit twice, so I was basically brought down to 120 health, something like that, on 400. So basically, when I pick up all the blue X's in Sector 6, I was only at something like 250. And when I went for box 2, I dropped the power bomb when I turned the room, but missed my jump to drop the bomb. So I had to stay a little bit in the water, waiting for the ceiling to explode and grab the ledge. But still took damage, and then I completely missed all of my shots on the box, right, full right into him, and took way too much damage. And then when I killed him, it was at 3 HP. So the core did the rest.
Yeah, it almost looked like you were. It looked like you were going to completely jump over the core, but you just got maybe one pixel.
Tiny. It's too tiny.
Yeah, it was so close. Otherwise, you could have killed that core easily. Well,
but I think you guys didn't see what happened in Sector 2 at the SCX encounter. Basically, what happened is that you have these 3 barriers, and it took me some time to shoot the first one because I was distracted by something else. So I lost some time there, and when I had to go like in the little tunnel, it took me some time to destroy the blocks, and then SIX started to just combo me. And I was one shot, basically, so it was where I should have died.
In Sector 5 or 2?
Sector 2.
Sector 2.
Oh yeah, Sector 2,
Oh.
what is it? I had, what is it? My little brother and sister were locked out of the house. So in the middle of the SAX thing, I had to run upstairs and unlock the door for them. So
Oh,
that's
we were
why I just
wondering
like
about
stood
that.
there for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, we noticed that. I was like, did he put the controller down and just forget?
No, it was just the worst timing possible.
Well, GG to both runners. Monkey, the first runner to advance into round 3. He's going to face off the winner against Phazon Knight and Rasu123. Any expectations there, Monkey?
I'm gonna lose, unless... Well, okay, so if Ross wins, which he most likely will, sorry PK, then I lose. If PK wins, then... yeah. Pretty much I'm not gonna beat Ross, so... there it
okay.
is.
And then Destructor moves down into round 2 of the losers bracket, facing off against Strizer86. Any expectations there?
I'm gonna die once again,
You're going to die once again.
and I won't save.
Okay.
No, honestly, I really just... I almost don't even want to continue to play the tournament. It almost feels like it. It's first tournament, it had to go wrong somewhere. And yeah, just don't add any more drama to it. Just finish it there, and we'll see to the second, maybe. But we'll see.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, it looks like after Strizer, then it would be either Hercules, Zonorous, Phazon Knight, or me in the round after that. So, I mean, I would like to see a Destructor versus Hercules showdown. It'd be really nice.
I was looking forward for you against me, to be honest.
Well,
You
it's possible.
You won't have your delight. I don't think so.
It's definitely possible if I do lose my next round. All right. That's all that I have. Any extra comments from the runners?
Nope.
No, nothing else to add. Just gonna drop the mic.
Okay. Crunchy?
I got nothing else.
All right. I'm gonna look at the speed gaming schedule here. On Speed Gaming 4, it looks like
Have another Metroid race, fusion race. Maybe not speaking 4, but at least another one.
yeah, there is another one. Back-to-back fusion races. The next one is going to be where's my schedule?
We have one at 7 on Speed Gaming 4, so we have one coming up here in half an hour.
All right. Who's it? Oh, where's my schedule?
We also have more fusion coming up tomorrow.
Oh, it's a
Is it?
four-way. TG
oh gosh, is
Revenge versus React, C Scotty W versus Xploud in about half an hour. So if you guys are into Metroid Fusion, please stick around. Take a break, go watch Power Rangers. It's 30 minutes long, I think. And come back in 30 minutes and we will have ourselves a four-way.
That one should be a good one as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good one. Anyway, that is all I have for now. We will see you guys next time.
See y'all later, folks.